I'm doing this video on the 21st day of the Omer, which completes the third week of the Omer. The third week of the Omer is traditionally associated with Tiferet. As you know, I did a video on the 17th day of the Omer, which is Tiferet Shubha Tiferet. But today, coming from the top, is Malkus Shubha Tiferet, a completion of Tiferet, a bringing down of Tiferet into the physical domain and world. During the week, I listened to a lecture, a shiur, on Avodah Zarah, and when they said it came from the prohibition of Avodah Zarah, said it came from the Shema, and so I said, oh, B'kol Levavaka. The first line, they said, oh, the V'havta et Adonai Elohecha. And then I said, oh, yes, Avodah Zarah comes from B'kol Levavaka. Because you have to love God with the Yetzer Hara also on the other side, the left side of the heart. Just like the Yetzer Tov is on the right side. There's the Yetzer Hara on the left. And he said, no. And it is no. But it opened me up to this. Because the heart, Tiferet, is the heart. And B'kol Levavaka is the two sides of the heart, the Hesed and the Gevura, and yet there's a center of the heart. And to get to the center of the heart, a third aspect, you have to go through the right side of the heart, the Yetzer Tov, and you have to go through the left side, the Yetzer Hara. Remember, it's Ha-Ra, and it's Yetzer Tov. So the Tov is an Aleph, and the Hara is a Hey in front of it. Which brings up what I've done before. The Aleph is also represented here as the right side is the Yetzer Hara, Yetzer Tov. The left side is the Yetzer Hara, and the center is the Vav, which is also depicted in Tiferet as the holder of the vowel Holam. Oh. And now for the most miraculous things of all, of B'kol Levavaka. B'kol Levavaka in itself, B'kol is 52, and Levavaka, when using a final kaf as 500, 52, and Lamed, B'kol, Bet is 2, Kaf is 50, Lamed, Kaf is 20, Lamed is 30, that's 52. Then Levavaka, Lamed is 30, so it's 82. Bet is 2, Bet is 2, that's 86. And then a final kaf is 500, that's 586. 586, by the way, is Yesod fully spelled out. It's Shofar. It's Yerushalayim. The deepest number in Judaism comes through in B'kol Levavaka that way. Another thing that I do, and this is even deeper, is the beauty of B'kol is B'kol excuse me, spelt out as Bet 412, Kaf 100, Lamed 74. That comes out to be 586 itself. Bakol. And God, Hashem, blessed Avraham, Bakol, with everything. And that's the 586 again. Now, Levavaka, wait till you see this fully spelt out. Lamed is 74, Bet 412, Bet 412. It's because there's two bets in Levavaka. That's the whole secret. It's Bakol Levavaka. Two sides of the heart, the two bets. And Kaf 100, that's 996. Plus 4 letters. Gives us 1,000, which is an Aleph. Which is an Aleph. It's an Aleph. An Aleph, well, so we have 1,000, which is an Aleph there in the Levavaka, just like I've said, that there are two sides and a center that opens. When you give Bakol Levavaka, meaning with your Yetzer Hara, with your evil inclination, besides your good inclination, it's easy to love things with the good. Not so easy to love things with the negative side, the evil side. When you're able to do that, then the whole thing opens, it blossoms. And what is that? That blossoms. This is Tiferet. It's the solar plexus. Where the diaphragm is, when you can feel it. That's the heart. And that's today. And strangely enough, when you count from the bottom, Lag Ba'omer is Tiferet Sheba Tiferet. And that's why it opens up. One of the most miraculous things in the world. Everything opens up. Strangely enough, we may be opening up the society and about Lag Ba'omer, because today it's like 12 more days. So wait till you see this. If I take the Bakol as 586, and I take Levavaka as 1,000, well, what I'm going to do now, it's written in the prayer book with a looping thing, so it's Bakol Levavaka. They're together. If I take 1,000 Levavaka and I minus 586, I get 414. Now, 414 in Judaism just happens to tie into Bakol Levavaka. Why? Because it's the word V'ahavta, which starts off the same paragraph. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha Bakol Levavaka Ufkol nafsheka Ufkol miodecha. And that was my father's complaint to me. I didn't do everything. And he's right. Did my right side, did my left side, but not my center side, which is Bakol Levavaka. This 414 of Ahavta, what is 414 in Judaism? It's a double of 207, that's what it is. And what's 207? It's the gematria of Ein Sof. It's the gematria of Or. It's also the gematria of Zar, which is the root of Avoda Zara. It's also the root of Zar, Nazir. It's the crown, coronavirus, crown, Raz, Zir. Raz, it's also Raz, secret. But 414 comes in through gematria, through Kabbalah as Or Ein Sof. See? It's not that it's Ein Sof, Ein Sof. It's the Or of the Ein Sof. And this Or of the Ein Sof can be understood here in B'Kol Levavka. And how this comes about for me is that this spot here is what I would call the higher emotional center. Remember, we start at the heart, go into Tefillin. We start at the heart. We put the block on our left arm, squeeze it in. That's the heart. Then we stand up and put our brain on. See? So this is our lower center. We're starting with the tefillin of the arm. Then we put our tefillin of the head. And then we go back and finish the tefillin of the arm. We finish in the hand the tefillin that's put on the heart. Because we enter a higher emotional center. In metaphysics, or whatever the physics are, it's brought down as the higher emotional center is the astral body. And what's the astral body in Judaism? It's the Zelem. So Tiferet, Shibba Tiferet. And the completion this week of Tiferet, Malchus, is a physical recognition of the astral body that sits for me in a knot, in a cramp at my Tiferet level. And this is a Holam vowel. Oh. And then the Yesod is ooh, oh, and it's all carried by the Vav. It sounds like Vavaka. So the bet and the Vav sound. The vet and the Vav sound. The Vavaka. So, they have something there. The two vets are two Vavs. Yeah. So, this is just beginning here. That the heart for me is this higher emotional center that opens. There are some strange things that happened to me yesterday. Because, I feed birds on the terrace. I fed them in the afternoon and they didn't eat. So I'm wondering why they didn't eat. Did they pick up something from a center of mine? My thoughts, which theoretically could be higher intellectual center. But we see I don't really have that sensation of higher intellectual center. I have a higher emotional center in the astral body, because the astral body, as Zelem, which leaves 30 days before and has the affinity with the letter Lamed, and has a gematria, Zelem has a gematria of 358, which is Mashiach, and it's the same as the gematria of Nahash, and the normative gematria of Zelem is 160, which is Kayin, which is the seed of my soul. But for the past couple, I didn't even realize that I've had a knot here. Let's see. So there's something that's strange happened, and also did something with my beard, my hair, with other thoughts. And so it's openings to other domains. Because remember, I did a video that I'm working on myself. Not concerned with others, or even how they manifest, how this manifests in the physical plane. Working on myself, and in the social plane, working on myself. So these are just some openings. I woke up, I looked for the birds. They didn't eat what I had left yesterday. I threw some more out. They didn't come out. They didn't come back for more. So there's something there about the thoughts. But I've said here a lot about what we'll call the higher emotional center. And that's the heart. And that's when the two sides are balanced. Then the two sides of the heart are balanced, the two ventricles. Then the heart is a third force. Because whenever two things are there, there's always a third in between. In the third balance, it's the same thing with the yads. When the right hand and the left hand are recognized, then the third hand opens. The yad ramah, the high hand. This high hand is like a higher center. And miraculously, we play so much into our brains and everything, into like intellect. But the higher emotional center is the astral body. So this is within you. This body is within you and can be realized. Okay? And so that's just the beginning of today. And it's the beginning of the beginning.